Alright guys, it's the Pinhead back with another video. Today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite series, and that's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series. Especially the very first classic film. I love the first one. It's like one of my favorite horror movies of all time. But the series has some bad movies in it, and I'm also going to include the remakes and things like that. But let's talk about, this is the Pioneer Special Edition on DVD of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This, a Tobe Hooper film, this is what I call a great horror film. This one right here. I love this film. I can watch this over and over. Gunnar Hansen as Leatherface, fantastic film right here. This is what a horror film needs to be. You know, this is what it's about right here. There's some great special features on this edition. But I love this movie. It's fantastic. And there's not a lot of blood and gore in this film, but it didn't need to. They didn't need to have that. They didn't need to have, you know, where Franklin gets, you know, the chainsaw through him, you know, when he's out in the dark in his wheelchair, and Leatherface like cuts him up, but you don't see hardly anything. You just hear him yelling in the chainsaw, but your imagination starts to, you know, get away from you, like, what's going on? It was a disturbing film. It didn't need to show all that stuff like the new ones do. We don't need to see that really to know it's good. I mean, the ending where you know, the main girl gets her head hammered like over the bucket. They're trying to like split her head open with the hammer. Like, that scene always gets me. I just think that's really good, and her screaming trying to get out of there. Great film. This movie will always stick with me. Love it. Then we got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, Dennis Hopper. This movie was kind of geared toward like more of a comedy, I would say. You know, because there's a lot of things that they do in this that, you know, like Leatherface gets a chainsaw and tries to stick it, you know, he's like kind of rubbing it on that girl's vagina area. You got Dennis Hopper, who's trying to fight with chainsaws. He has like a couple of them, and he's trying to like swing them, and you know, he acts like they're nunchucks or something. Anyway, there's just a lot of funny things in this, but that's okay because I think this is underrated, honestly. And not a lot of people like this film, but there are a lot of fans of this film. I thought it was pretty good. I don't know. That's just me, I guess. But you know, Tobe Hooper directed it, so I thought it was pretty good. Same with this one. This has the R-rated and unrated versions. Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. I didn't think this one was that bad either. You know, it's not the greatest, but I didn't think it was that bad. I thought there were some pretty good scary moments in this, and you know, Viggo Mortensen's in this, Tom Hudson, Ken Foree, William Butler. You know, it's a pretty good cast. I didn't think it was that bad. I don't own Texas Chainsaw The Next Generation because I hate that film. I really hate it. I will not buy it unless somebody gives it to me for a penny. I hate that film. Honestly, I can't stand that film, so I don't have it. But let's just go to the remakes here. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the remake. Now, I thought this was pretty good for at least a remake. I mean, it was, you know, pretty bloody and stuff, but it was kind of a dark film. They kind of changed the family a little bit and added a few characters to it. And I don't know, I think Jessica Biel did a good job. I like the movie overall. You know, R. Lee Ermey, he was fantastic in this as the sheriff. He actually, you know, honestly, if Leatherface was not in this movie and they didn't call it this, you know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they called it something else with him, with Lee Ermey as the sheriff, and the way he acts, like, I would have loved the movie anyway because I thought he did such a good job with it. So it's not a bad remake. Pretty good remake out of all the horror remakes they have out now, like Hills Have Eyes and this I like. Then we got Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning. Now, a lot of people shit on this movie. I don't think this one is as bad either, because they kind of show what happens in this movie, because this one takes place before the remake. So they kind of show things that happen that you're kind of wondering about. Why one of the guys doesn't have legs in that movie. Well, you find out why in this one. Laramie's in this again, and I love his performance in this. The thing I was kind of disappointed was with, like, Leatherface. I didn't think he was... It kind of shows, like, how, you know, where he was going, like how he became... Like, he first picks up a chainsaw and he first cuts somebody. I mean, I don't know. I guess that was okay. I just didn't really like the main story to this, I guess. But I don't think it was a terrible movie, like some people say it is. I don't think it was terrible. Now this one, I got this because I got it pretty cheap. Texas Chainsaw. It's basically Texas Chainsaw 3D. Now, this is supposed to be a direct sequel to the original movie. But it doesn't make any sense because the time period is all screwed up. Like, they start this movie right after the girl escapes from the very first movie. After she escapes in the truck, the police start coming down and the family's at home. But if you remember, at the end of the original, the only people that were in that house were the cook, the grandpa, and then you know, the brother. He went out and he got run over by the truck while he, you know, with the switchblade. And then Leatherface, he was just standing in the road being a retard, swinging his chainsaw. So where the hell, there's like all these other people in the house. Like, were they hiding like the whole movie in the original? Like, where did these people come from? I understand they wanted to give Gunnar Hansen a cameo, and he sat in front of the window in this film, like right in the beginning, just like he did in the original film as Leatherface. But I understand they were trying to do that, but I don't think it was necessary to change all that. You know, that, like, where did these people come from? If you watch the original and then you put this in, you're going to be like, what the fuck? The movie had some good parts, though. I have to say, the guy who played Leatherface, I didn't think he did a bad job at all. I thought he did a pretty good job, honestly. This movie is not terrible. If they would have just got the timing right, you know what I mean? Like, if they would have had, you know, like when they do it nowadays, it's like it's not, the years don't match up. But anyway, I don't know. You know, I was disappointed, but whatever. Those are the Texas Chainsaw films. You got the originals and the remakes, and then of course the so-called sequel to the original film. I still think the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is a good sequel. I mean, that's just my opinion. But anyway, there they are. Out of these, which one is your favorite? Now, I know most people are probably going to say the original or even the remake. My favorite, of course, is the original. So, and the worst one, I don't know, I have to say The New Beginning. Or The Next Generation, sorry. The Next Generation. I don't have that. Well, whatever. Anyway, I hope you like these videos. If you do, stay tuned to my channel. I'll have more of these. This is the Pinhead signing off, and I will talk to you guys later.